So we're in your business math, and we're in chapter 2 of section 12 now, and we're going to be talking about the metric system. So the metric system was developed in France in about 1790 during the French Revolution. The official name of the metric system was Système International de Unité. So that was the official name in French. And it received its name of a metric system because of the basic unit is the meter, which in French would be metric. Meter is the basic unit. So, and like our number system, the metric system is a decimal system because it's based on the number of 10. So it's all based on tens. And this 10 conversion within the system is very simple. So the metric system is very simple. It's not as complicated as the English system we just did, right? So metric measures all use the same prefixes. So if you have liters, if you have meters, or however you have, liters and meters or grams, they're all going to have the same metric system, so the same prefixes. So what are the prefixes? Well, we have milli. Milli always is equal to 1/1000th, which is 0.001. So that's a milli. A centum is always equal to 100th, which is 0.01, 100th. A deci is always equal to 0.1, which is a tenth. So those are getting smaller. Now when we get bigger than the unit, we're going to have the unit, and then whether it's a liter or meter or whatever, and if we put a deca in front of it, deca means 10, so it means 10 times. Then if we put hecto starts with a H, means 100, and so it'd be 100 times. And then if we put kilo, like a kilometer or whatever, means 1,000 times. So just remember, those are 6 basic prefixes that you need to know. So the basic unit of length, of course, is the meter, and the basic capacity, volume capacity, is a liter. A liter, it would be like if you would say you were drinking a liter of soda. So liter would be the capacity of volume you're drinking. So you have the length is a meter, the capacity is a liter, and the basic unit of mass is going to be the gram. So 3 different things. So whenever you put the prefix in front of one of these, you'll know it's either going to be 1,000th, 100th, or 1/10th. Or it's going to be 10 times, 100 times, or 1,000 times. Good to know. A lot of time in the days that we live, they're going to the metric system all over the world. So even our English system, with the foot and pound and all that, they really want to do away with, which, I don't think is really right, but the metric system is coming in, and it's based on tens. So let's go. As you move from right to left, you're going to a smaller unit. So here, this is the trick that you need to do when you take a test. That I do too. Now, when I take a test, because I think, okay, how many times this? Like if you have how many times a milliliter is to a deciliter, or a deciliter, and so you have to figure out how many times. How do I change that conversion factor? This is the secret. So here's your unit, whether it be grams or whether it be liters or meters. This is the unit. So you put deca, hecto, kilo on this side, and you put deci, centimeter, or centa, and milli. So now you know. So you have this all like this. So wherever you're at, you can move over that many spaces, whether it's to 100 times or 100th of it, you can move over spaces. So on your test, you go ahead when you're doing the metric system, put this underneath and just find out which one when you have to convert. This is an easy way of doing it. So you don't have to, some people could do it in their head, but this is so much easier that you won't make mistakes. So as you move from right to left, you're going to go smaller into a smaller, and you must divide by 10. For each one of these, you're going to divide by 10. 10, divide by 10, then 100, then 1,000, you're going this direction. You are actually moving the decimal point 1 place to the left for each step. So basically, now you just know, I just need to move the best decimal point instead of anything else. How simple is that? So as you move from left, here's your left, to right, this direction, left to right, you are going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. So you, if you, oh wait, as you move from left to right, you're going to a smaller, you are moving from a larger unit to a smaller unit. Here's the larger units to the smaller units, okay? This is smaller to larger, and this way is larger to smaller. And therefore, you must multiply by 10. So each time you go 10, 100, 1,000, this way, okay? So, like I said, on the test, you need to write this whole thing out in each one, and then you can move over very easily, and you can find your answer very quickly. It's actually a pretty easy system. So let's look at the example here for the metric system. It says convert decigrams to hectograms. Okay, you're looking at, okay, where's hectogram and where's decigram? You figure out how. So best way I told you to do, same way they do here. You're going to have the kilo, the hecto, the deca, the unit. This would be the unit, whether it's meters. And then you're going to have deci, centi, and milli, all written out. Just very easy, 10, 100, 1,000, tenth, hundredth, and thousandth. And you put this all down. So you want to know 53. So where's 53? It's 53 decigrams. So you put it under here, decigram, right? So you have it under there, the decigram. And so at the decigram, you're going to know that you want to change it to hectograms. So you're going to move over to the left. So you're getting bigger. So you're going to move it over to the left. So 1, 2, 3 spaces. 3 spaces. So how is easy this? So here's your 53. You're going to move it over to the left, 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Because you're going to the left there. You're going to move to the left 3 spaces and you get 0.053. So 53 decigrams is 0.053 hectograms. So how do we know this? Well, here's the decigrams. We have more of them because they're tinier. And hectograms are bigger, so we have less of them. So that's how we know. But see how easy? We're going to the left. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be way easier than if you do it and try to figure out saying, oh, how do I do decigrams to hectograms? Now, what? It's better to go to figure it out where it's at and how many spaces you need to move. And then you just have to move that decimal point. I love that. So much easier. So let's go here. Let's see. Let me get something here while I'm doing this. I'm going to cover this up right now so you don't get all confused with that, okay? So here we're going to convert 1.4 kiloliters to centimeters. So 1.4, where are we going to put that? Well, let's write out our thing. Kilo, hecto, deca, unit, deci, centa, and milli. So we're going to put, it's under kilometers, or kiloliters. So we're going to put down 1.4. And we're going to change it to centiliters. Okay, centa goes way over here. So we're going to move it 1, 2, oh, actually we're going to move it this way. We're going to move it, so this means that we're going to get bigger. The number's going to be bigger, but we're getting smaller. So keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different places. So here we have 1.4, so we're going to move the decimal point over 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, because that first one we move in the 4. So if we add 4 zeros, we're going to get 140,000 centimeters. So let's look back and say, there's how many centimeters? Centimeters are very small. There's 140,000 centimeters in 1 kiloliter. So that's how much. See how we move this way? When we move it over this direction, we're going to move it over and we're going to get a bigger number, right? So see how I did that? Same way I did the last one. So now let's see. This whole thing is actually, let me get my work on it. I did a couple problems on it. So you don't have to do all of them there. So here we go. So just, we'll just, oops, forget about this here. That's a problem we just did. If you can see the line I drew right here. So here we have, we're going to use this line up here. So here, let's see, which number do we have here? Let me figure out the number. We have 15 milliliters. So let's mark that. So we have 15 milliliters there. So 15 milliliters. And so now you want to know all of these, 15 milliliters. It's going to be pretty easy. This is the one that's filled in. You want to know the rest. So this one, you're going to move the decimal point over, as you see, to make it this. It's going to be a smaller number because these are smaller increments. So you're going to move the decimal point over to the left. Remember, to the left. So this is going to move over to 1.5, 0.51, 0.15. And this you're going to add the zeros to. It's 1,500, 1,500, and then 15,000. And so see how this goes. The same with the next one. Let's see. What was the next one? The next one had a 1.3. This is what was marked, and we had to fill in the rest. So the same way. So over here, we're going to, if we move this direction, we're going to move the decimal point, because we're going left. We're going to move the decimal point to the left. So we got 0.13. And so here's, this way would be 1.3, and move the decimal to the right, and 130, 1,300, 13,000, 130,000, all the way through here. So this one here, which one do we have for this one? Let's see. The one that was located, I think, was this one. Okay. So for 755 centimeters, we're going to, if we go to milliliters, we're going to the right with the decimal point. So it's going to be 7,550. Then again, we go the other directions to the left. We're going to move that decimal point to the left. 75.5, 7.55, 7.755, and on to 0.075, and then 0.00755. See how you just move the decimal? We're going to the left. We're going to move that decimal point to the left. You're going to the right. You're going to move the decimal point to the right, and possibly add zeros. Okay. Here's another one. Let's see which one. This is the last one. There's more to do, but I'm just going to, this is right here. Same way. You're going to move the decimal point, each one of these. You're going to move it one place over. So this is 0.3, 0.003, and we're talking about this is 0.3 centimeters. And so how many decimeters? We're going to move that decimal point to the left because we're going left, right? And then in this way, you're going right, so this turns into 3. So all of these are the same method, so you shouldn't have any problems with these. So there's not much figuring as long as you have written out this line here. So you've written out that line here like that. This is what it's going to look like here. So you're going to have each one, you'll know which direction to go, and you're moving that decimal point that way, and which direction to go to move the decimal that way. Okay? Okay, now we're going to have some problems here. Page 2 and 13. So see if we can do it this time. And you'll have some problems on your test like this. The first problem says here, 7.3 meters. And we want to know how many millimeters. Again, you know, the best way to do this for 7.3 milliliters is to look and you're going to put meters, decimeters, you're going to put your line. I would just put your line wholly on top of your paper when you're doing these. But you see here, where is millimeters? Millimeters is way on the right side. And so you want to know, you want to convert meters. So here's meters. Now it goes that direction too, but we're going to go this direction. So meters is 7.3. You're going to bring that decimal point to the right. So decimeter is going to be 73. Centimeters is going to be 730. And the millimeter is going to be 7,300. So that's our answer because we're moving it all the way over to milliliters. Okay, you get that? So let's do number 3, 16 kilograms. Okay, we want to know 16 kilograms. This is pretty easy. You could do that on there because you know that kilograms are going to be times 6. Kilo means 1,000. So basically, you know, if you have a kilogram, it's 16 kilograms are going to be 16,000. But again, we could do it right here. Say we did here. Say it was 16. This is meter, but say it was kilograms. We'd move over 1. Move it this direction. 1, 2, 3. You know, so we get 16,000 because you're going to add zeros. You're going to add 1 0, 2 zeros, and 3 zeros. 3 zeros is 1,000, so 16,000. So here we have 63.4 HM, hectos, right? And so we're going to do the same thing with that. If we have hectos here, this is the hectos right here, HM. And we want to change it to DAM, you know, so let's see. Hectometers to, let me see what number 3. Number 3 says, number 7, I guess. I don't know where I got this one. Oh, number 5. Number 5 is HM to DM. And so HM to DM. I was wondering what I wrote there. So here we have HM and to HM to DM, and DM is not this one. This is a tricky one because it's not DAM, it's DM. So we're going to move it all the way over. That's where I kind of got messed up there. Make sure you, with the decameters and decimeters, you have the right one. So we're going to go from H 1, 2, 3 places, which is 1,000. So we're going to times that by 1,000, and we're going to get moving that decimal point over. We're going to move it over 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 63,400. Okay, let's go on to 7 here. 1.9 grams. And so here we do again with the grams. And we want to know, let's see, what is 9? You want to know this number. I don't have this number written here, but if that's the answer. But we're going to look this way. We're going to grams to milligrams, which is going to be clear at the end. So here, if this was grams, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 places. So we're going to type 3 places. We're going to times that by 1,000. When we go right, we move the decimal to the right, all the way to the right. And so we end up 11,500. See how we do this? How about 42 DAL? Well, DAL would be right here, right? And so DAL, and we want to move it to HL. So we're going to go, let's see, where DAL to HL, we're going to go this direction 1. So we're just going to move the decimal point over 1 place, which I did right there. Move this decimal point over 1 place, and I got 4.2. Same here, decimal point HG to grams. So if we have HG, right here is HM, but it's HG of H, and then we want to change it to grams, we're going to move over, we're going to go right 1, 2 places. So you're going to times it by 100 because you're going 1, 2, or move that decimal point over 1, 2, and you get, moving it over 1, 2, you're going to get 50 grams because you're just moving over 2 places. So it's just moving your decimal point. Here we have 5.52 meters, meters and millimeters. Here's meters. So we're going to move that decimal point all the way in millimeters, which is 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So as we move it to the right, that number is going to be bigger because it's smaller, right? Because it's a smaller measurement. So we move it to the right, and so we go 1, 2, 3, and then it's times 1,000, 5520 millimeters. Okay? You see how to do those? I just did a few of them there. You can do each one you can do just moving the decimal point over. It's pretty fun. So let's go on to see if there's anything else on here for you. We have a couple of story problems I'm going to do, I think, or just a couple. They know how to do them. So I skipped the first. Did I skip the first one? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, the first one here. So there's a number down here, but you gotta figure out how to get this number, right? So I don't mind showing you that right now because you can find the answer, but the most important thing is how to do it, right? So Pastor Redlin and several teens from his youth group took a missionary trip to Central America. They bought 32 bottles of vanilla flavoring to bring back as gifts. Each bottle contained 7.9 deciliters of flavoring. How many liters of flavoring did they buy in all? Okay, so what I did this one here. 32 bottles of vanilla. So 32 bottles of vanilla at 7.9 deciliters. So I ended up, you have 32 of them because I find out how much vanilla you really have. So I multiplied this out and I got 252.8. Now, since I got 252.8, but they want it in liters. And so I want to change this deciliters to liters, which is what here, moving over, where deciliters are right here, moving over to the left 1 point. So I moved over to the left 1 point to get liters, and I got 25 point, here we go. I moved over 1 point, and we got 25.28 liters. See how I did that? First you multiply it out and find your answer, then convert it. So here's my converting chart here. So and it can be meters, it can be liters. So this one I had to move over just one. Let's go on to number 2. Here's another easy one to do. Marcus Bedford lives 438.9 kilometers from his grandparents. Okay, long distance. Change the distance to hectometers, and then it says to decimeters. Okay, this one really you need to put down which I did. I put kilometers, hectometers, decameters, meters, decimeters, centimeters, and millimeters. I put this whole down so I can figure this out. And so number 2, 438.9. So 438.9, we are at kilometers, and we want to move it to hectometers over one place. So we're going to change it to one place over to the right, and so we get 4,389. Very easy. And now we want to change it to, now we want to change it to decimeters. So 438.9, we want to change to decimeters. So we have a long ways to go with decimeters. So let's look on here. It's from kilometers. So we have kilometers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So we're going to move this over 4 places. So if you take this 2.9, we're going to move it over 4 places here. So say it's 48, and we have our decimal point right here. That's where our decimal point will be. So move it over 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we get this large number for moving to decimeters. Make sure you write this out here. This is very important to write that out, because otherwise you're not going to get it. So number 3, the average depth of the Red Sea is 491 meters. What is the average depth in kilometers? So again, we have 409 meters, and we want to know in kilometers. So meters to kilometers, we'll look at this right here that I wrote out. So we have meters, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to move it over to the left, the decimal point to the left, which is going to move as we move it to the left, decimal point to the left, three places. See, 1, 2, 3, right? So we get 0.491 meters, or 491 meters is 0.491 kilometers. Okay? Okay, let's just do the next one here. 4 ounces of cooked spinach has 0.84 decigrams of calcium. How many milligrams of calcium are in a cup of cooked spinach? So, anyway, the way I did that, 0.04, and then you're going to move that to how many, we want to know milligrams, so you're going to change that to milligrams. So I changed it to milligrams, but anyway, the answer is going to be 168, because in this one I had to figure out the cup in there. So okay, let's stop at that, and we're going to go on to I think we're going to go ahead and stop at the whole thing, because I'm going to go over thinking back some things, because you're going to take the test now, the test, and you're going to have to remember some things. Not much you have to remember, but there's some things you have to remember that are on the test. And it's been a while, so it's not quite stuck in our brains. So I'm going to do that in the next video.